Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here, and today I'm going to be going through the complete track and car guide on Grid Autosport. So I'm going to be going through all the cars of all 5 disciplines, and then I'll be going through the 13 or 14 tracks they've implemented, and then some of the street tracks as well, but I won't go over those in as much depth. I'll go over the cars in a lot of depth, the tracks not so much because they were announced quite a while ago, but the car list was only announced yesterday, I do believe, when I'm recording this and when it should be uploaded as well. So the first discipline then we've got is open wheel, and we've got 3 tiers for open wheel. We've got tier 1, which is Formula C, and that is the Dallara F312 car, or F312 car, and that's basically just the Formula 3 car you've been seeing on a lot of people's videos who've got early access. We've got the Lightweight Cup, which is an Aerial Atom 3.5 litre car. I'm guessing it's going to be 3.5 litre car, maybe that's just a spec, I don't know. And we've got the Caterham SP 300.R Cup with that car involved. So I'm going to guess that is the Caterham car that you get on Grid 2. Then we move on to Tier 2, we've got Formula B, which is the Lola B05/52. Now that is, if any of you guys are avid watchers of open wheel, you'll know AutoGP. That is basically the AutoGP car they're putting in there. For those of you who don't know, I'll put a picture on the screen, or will have put a picture on the screen as I said it. Then we've also got the Aerial Atom V8 Cup, which is just a little bit more power than the 3.5. And then finally we've got Tier 3, which is Formula A, and that is basically the Dallara IndyCar. So basically, IndyCars is the top tier. They said there was going to be something very special for open wheel in terms of the higher tiers, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with that. You know, Formula 3, then AutoGP, then IndyCars. That's pretty good in my opinion. And then we've got the Super Lightweight Cup, which is the Caparo T1. Again, for those of you who don't know, I'll put a picture of that on the screen. It looks very funny, looks very odd, but I'm sure it'll be absolutely brilliant to drive. So after open wheel then, we have got the touring cars. And first of all, in Tier 1, again there are 3 tiers. We've got the Category C touring cars. Now again, these are pretty much the ones you'll see guys doing early access even. Sorry for all my stutters, by the way, today. I don't know what's going on, but still, the Category C touring cars are the Honda Civic touring car, the Ford Focus ST, the Chevy Cruze, and the Bmw 320. Now, the Bmw 320 and Chevy Cruze are obviously on Grid 2. Honda Civic and Ford Focus have been added to the roster this game. I'm pretty sure you'll know what those cars look like, especially if you've been watching the guys who've been doing the early access. And then also in Tier 1 we've got the Classic Mini Cup, which is the Mini Miglia. I think I've pronounced that right, I'm not entirely sure. Now moving on to Tier 2, we've got the Category B touring cars. Now in effect, this is a slightly modded DTM, basically, DTM, and it's basically Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG, and then we've got the Audi Rs5, so that's Category B, pretty much DTM. The cars obviously aren't exactly the same, that's pretty much what it's meant to be, or what it's meant to represent. Then we've also got the Super Utes, which again is pretty much the V8 Utes Championship that they do over in Australia. That's the Ford Racing Ute and the Holden VE Commodore Ute. And then we've got the Mini Cup, which is just literally the Mini John Cooper Works Challenge with the Mini Cooper. Now I'm going to assume that is the new Mini Cooper, not any sort of older Mini Cooper. I'm pretty sure it's the new one. Then moving on to Tier 3, we've got the Category A touring cars. Now they are, I think they're Brazilian touring cars sort of thing. I've seen them in Brazilian Touring Car Championships. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't able to find them, unfortunately. We've got a Peugeot 408 SCB and an ADC Prestatha 14. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I couldn't actually find these cars, unfortunately. So I'm not sure. After that we've got Super Touros, which is basically V8 supercars, the Ford Falcon FG and the Holden VF Commodore. So we've already got DTM, V8 supercars, and an incredibly strong lineup of Category C touring cars, looking really good. And then finally, topping off Tier 3, we've got the Classic Touring Car Cup, which is the classic Ford Sierra RS500 Cosworth, and the Nissan 1991 Skyline GT. Okay, so after that pretty strong lineup then in terms of touring cars, we now move on to the Endurance. In Tier 1, we've got the Endurance GT Group 2, and that is the Audi R8 LMS. I'm pretty sure you guys know what that looks like. The Mercedes-Benz SLS, the McLaren 12C GT3, which was on Grid 2, and the Aston Martin N24 Zagato, which I do believe was also on Grid 2. And then the other tournament in that, in Tier 1, of course, another 3-tier system, the Shelby Cobra Daytona, and I absolutely adore that car. It's a massive classic of a car. Again, I'm pretty sure you'll know what that car looks like. I'm not going to litter this video with too many pictures of cars, because obviously we'll get a little bit spammy with with the gameplay going on in the background as well as Grid 2. Then moving on to Tier 2, got the Endurance GT Group 1, the move up from Group 2, and I will put a picture of these cars up actually and that is the Nissan 2008 GTR, the Nismo GT5000, and the Honda HSV. Now I'm trying to think, there's that Japanese Endurance Championship, and I really can't remember what it's called. It might actually just be called Super GT, I can't remember, but it has similar cars to that, Nissan's and Toyota's endurance cars, so basically, that's what that is. And then we've also got the Ford GT40 Cup, with the Ford GT40 Mark I car. And then moving on to Tier 3, we've got the Endurance GT Ultimate, that is the Lola B12/80, and the Mazda 787B Cup. Now the Mazda 787B or 787B, however you want to pronounce it, again another classic car, did a lot of things at Le Mans, did well at Le Mans. The Lola B1280 is actually a Le Mans car. That is the team that the Lotus team, that's the car the Lotus team uses. So Lotus, of course, in Formula 1 having an endurance team as well, or at least last time I checked, that is the car that they use. So very interesting the fact that they're bringing LMP1 cars, or a LMP1 car into the game. So that's really good as well. No Le Mans, unfortunately. I'll go on to the track guide a little bit later. That's a little bit disappointing, but still, LMP1 cars looking brilliant anyway. But now we're going to move on to the street cars, and there's a lot to go through. I'll go through these ones relatively quickly. Most of these you'll know. Most of these you will know anyway. Tier 1, got the Hot Hatches, which is the Mini John Cooper Works car, the Ford Focus ST, and the Volkswagen Golf. The latter two being on grid 2 anyway. We've then got the Coupe, which is the Honda Integra Type R, which for those that don't know, if you watch BTCC, that's a car that dominated BTCC quite a lot in the mid-2000s. I'm pretty sure anyway, whether they've revamped that car, I'm not entirely sure. And the Bmw 1 Series M Coupe making up that championship, that was also, of course, on grid 2. We've got the Lancia Delta Cup, I'm really looking forward to driving that car. Moving on to Tier 2, we've got Performance, which is the BMW M3 Coupe, Audi Rs5 Coupe, and the Mercedes-Benz C63 AMG. Then we've got the Grand Tourist, which is the Aston Martin Vanquish, Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG, and the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione, all of which I think were on grid 2 as well. Maybe not the Aston Martin Vanquish, I can't really remember. We've got the BMW E30 M3 Cup, pretty self-explanatory, and the Alfa Romeo 4C Cup, again, pretty explanatory too. Then going on to Tier 3, we've got the supercars, which is the Pagani Huayra, don't know if I pronounced that right whatsoever. We've then got the SRT Viper GTS, Mazda Furai, McLaren 12C, and the Aston Martin 177. The hypercars, which are the McLaren P1, Pagani Zonda, Bugatti Veyron, and Koenigsegg, and then the McLaren F1 Cup, which is just the McLaren F1 GT, another classic sort of hypercar, I don't really know, endurance car back in the day. And then finally, moving on to the tuner category, Tier 1, again a Tier 3-tier system, as it is for all of the categories. We've got the muscle cars, Ford Mustang Boss 302, Chevrolet Camaro, and the Dodge Challenger, as per usual. Then we've got the JDM category, the Nissan 2003 Silvia, the Honda S2000, and the Mazda RX-7 Type Rs. As you can pretty much tell what sort of category that's going to be with those cars in. Classic muscle cars in the Classic Muscle Car Cup, the Dodge Charger RT, and the Plymouth AAR Cuda. Moving on to Tier 2, then we've got the Modified, the Ford Mustang Boss Modified car, Chevy Camaro Modified, and the Honda S2000 Modified. The Category 2 Drift, which is the Nissan 2003 Silvia, the Nissan 2004 Nismo, and the Mazda RX-7, and then the Nissan Skyline Cup, which is full of Nissan 2005 spec GT, Nismo GTs. And then finally Tier 3, which is the Super Modified. We've got Mazda Panspeed RX-7, Honda 5-Zygon Civic. That was a DLC, I do believe, in Grid 2. Then we've got the Category 1 Drift, which is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 1, Evo 10 even. Team Orange, that is, I'm guessing, the team of the Mitsubishi Lancer. Then we've got Nissan 2011, Chris Forsberg Racing 370Z, and then the Nissan 1993 Dejiro Yoshihara 240SX. What a complicated name that is. And then finally, after that, we've got the NSX Cup, which is just the Honda NSX R car. Right then, so after that, we've then got the track guide. Now, first of all, I'm going to go through the tracks, and then I'll go through the cities afterwards. We've got a pretty decent amount of tracks, actually. I'm pretty happy with this. First of all, we've got Algarve, of course, the Portuguese track, which was on Grid 2. And we've got Austin, otherwise known as the Circuit of Americas, for those who play F1, any F1 game. Most people will know that, the Austin track in Texas. Then we've got Mount Panorama, otherwise known as Bathurst. I'm so excited to race on that. That's going to be insane. Brands Hatch, the GP, and Indy circuit. It also should be noted there are so many variations of each of these tracks. I think on average there's about 6 variations, so there's a lot of different things to choose from, even within these tracks. After that, we've then got the Autosport Speedway. Now, I have absolutely no idea what track that is. It might be code name for another track that I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. We've then got Hockenheim, of course, in Germany, Indianapolis, Istanbul, which was on the original grid actually, as well as Yarima, which was also on the original grid. I don't think that was on grid 2, was it? Then we've got Austria, otherwise known as the Red Bull Ring or the A1 Ring, which is of course returning to Formula 1 this season. We've got Abu Dhabi, Sepang, which can be raced at night. Pretty much, I think half of these tracks can be raced at night, which is quite interesting. Spa-Francorchamps, which is returning, thank God, from the original grid series. I'm so glad that's coming back as well. And we've got Okutama and Circuit Mont-Tremblant, which I did some research, that's apparently in Canada. I have no idea, I think it used to stage the Canadian Grand Prix well back in the day for Formula 1, but then moving on to the cities, we've got Barcelona, Chicago, Detroit, Dubai, Paris, San Francisco and Washington, so quite a lot even of variety when it comes to the street tracks as well as the circuit ones too. But I'm glad they've started to focus a little bit more on the circuit tracks, but nevertheless I'm hoping you've enjoyed this video. I know maybe for some of you it wasn't what you were hoping to do, but it just seemed like a good idea at the time to make this video, because I don't think many people have done car guide videos. Again, my exams finish on Monday, the Monday that's coming, so after that I will have so much time. I've got a week off school completely to do nothing but YouTube, so literally there'll be so many videos. Videos will become daily as well when Grid Autosport comes out. We'll blitz out a load of series. I know I've told you guys this, but I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm trying to make videos as much as I can, but it really is hard when I'm in the exam period. But nevertheless, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe and comment if you enjoyed the video that much. But it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. I hope you have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.